So
So are we, is it Zio Hunter?
Oh, absolutely. It's Zio hunting. And guys,
Okay.
smash that like button, share and subscribe if you haven't already. It's great to see Mehdi back in the chat. Very much so that this is important. And of course, as Jay says, give that thumbs up before you go. You know, I'm not that buff yet, but give me another 3 or 4
You
months.
do realize it's your face imposed over Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Oh, I thought it was me for a second. I got
Yes,
excited.
that's you, especially with the ink all over yourself there.
Yes, absolutely. Especially with the red skin and all that. That's definitely me. Uh, it is incredible. First of all, let's be fair. We are still living in a country where a lot of people do not understand that we have animals walking amongst us, including IOF soldiers that are actually women, not even
The
men.
problem with calling them animals is I feel, and I've said that before, but it's sort of a disservice to animals.
How about we call them vermin? Is that better?
Mm.
Cockroaches? Let's throw all the tropes out there that they would throw at them and claiming that that's what they were always called. So to me, always go to the bottom of the barrel. But the lady's name in question here is Melina Suarez. So we're going to take it from the top. This is Melina Suarez. I believe this was at the beginning of 2025.
Who is Melina Suarez? Give some context.
Well, Melina Suarez is somebody who is an Israeli Mexican American who defected from the U.S. to join the IOF in Israel. Here it is.
Oh.
Or I saw what was happening, and at that moment I knew I need to get back as soon as possible.
Melina Suarez is an active combat search and rescue soldier with the Israeli forces who grew up here in Portland.
So exactly what is happening now is our responsibility.
Visiting family during the Jewish holiday, but that quickly changed when she saw what had broken out in the Middle East over the weekend.
I lost people that I was in training with. This attack was completely unexpected. No one had any clue, a total surprise.
So now she's headed back to fight next week and says she's ready despite her family's concern for her safety.
Knowing that this is the reality, what I'm heading back to, I feel prepared. I feel ready mentally. I'm not scared because I know
that Hashem is with me. That's what you want. Do you understand that you can't judge a book by its cover? That you can look at somebody like this and you would never think in a million years that this is a person who is going over there to mass murder women and children? They're all amongst us.
It goes to show you that someone's background, someone's skin color does not necessarily indicate whose team they're on. And something that I've heard Sabby say, talking about Sabrina Salvati, is not all skin folk are kinfolk. And so I see somebody saying, you said she's a Mexican American?
So she is a Mexican American who is Israeli Jewish. Again, I don't know.
No, I don't understand. If you're a Mexican American,
yeah,
then I don't understand. So did she convert to Judaism and then decide to go make Aliyah and get birthright? Like,
I'm not
I don't
sure.
understand the Israeli portion.
For those who don't know, Mexico and Brazil are the two highest concentrated Catholic countries in the world. And as a result, if somebody is Mexican and says that they're Israeli, but there's no such thing as Israeli. That's the thing. It doesn't exist.
And I agree. Like Mexican people that I knew when I was in law school, and a lot of the Mexican people that I knew came from families that were like there for so many years before it was before Texas became, before Mexico became Texas. And so, yeah, when the indigenous people, they're not with this. And really, is it any different than the Black misleadership class or people that sell out their own in any capacity? I mean, really?
Oh, absolutely.
God has always been with me. My family's always praying for me. My community is always praying for me.
But she isn't going back empty-handed. She will be traveling back with supplies for fellow soldiers, like socks, toothbrushes, deodorant, and more.
But I know things are missing, supplies missing, and soldiers can't get up and go to the store. They have a war to fight.
And she's asking for your help. You can donate items to Congregation Kessler Israel.
In the first 48 hours, we've raised over $100,000 from hundreds of donors across the community, both Jewish and non-Jewish.
You can also donate to the Jewish Federation of Greater Portland. Funds will be used for basic needs for Israelis impacted by the war, especially care. Mark Blattner is the CEO and says the outpouring of support has been immense, but still finds it difficult knowing so many Israelis are hurting.
I sent a note to the Jewish community just yesterday about how I cried myself to sleep on Monday night. It was the first time I took a breath to really understand what was happening.
You know, these are civilians.
The fuck was he crying
These
about?
are people.
Oh my God.
For the first time in years, my wife didn't make me watch or have sex with the mailman.
No, I feel like this guy needs a handbag for his sack, because I don't understand what is he talking about? Oh my God.
He doesn't have a sack. He's trying to find it, but it's gone. Snipped off.
Cried myself to sleep on Monday night. It was the first time I took a breath to really understand what was happening.
You know, these are civilians. These are people, your neighbors, your family, cousins, babies, you know, that are being hit. It's not even a matter of war, about terrorism now. And I think
This is all projection. All of it. All projection. You're muted.
Yeah. Whoever's saying she's American, yeah, of course. The entire Americas, that's the Mexican American, you know, she could be Mexican American born here with Mexican lineage. She could be Mexican Native Indigenous American because they're part of the Americas. So there's a whole thing going on there. But she's a piece of shit, so it doesn't really matter to me what her ethnicity is. And people that come from people who are traditionally oppressed and support the oppression of other people are particularly despicable to me. It's just the way I feel. It doesn't have to even be reasonable with that. If you come from people that are oppressed and you oppress other people, yeah.
And it's unfortunate because that's something that's fairly common.
Yes. It's gross.
Yeah. And with that being said, leave it to Jen's favorite, and I do mean favorite fellow ex-Zionist, to explain the full depth of this despicable Mexican posing as an Israeli.
Wait, you have a
night
David
here in
clip?
Italy, but I had to come on to tell you a story about a bloodthirsty American named Melina Suarez. She's a Mexican-American woman who was raised in Oregon, who chose to enlist in the IDF for the genocide in Gaza. What kind of person enters a genocidal country, joins their military, loots and and then smiles about it when she returns home? Someone who wants the experience of killing with impunity. And there's a historical precedent that proves she did just that. So
Okay. I was dismissed from my job in Luxembourg because of my support for Palestine and my opposition to the war on Gaza. It's not a war, it's a genocide. Why do people still insist on calling this a war? I don't understand this.
It's like other things. It's like other things that Mo was saying about Islamophobia, and I often do point out on this show, is words matter. What we refer to things matter. Like when you recently said we need to stop calling them data centers, they're not. They're surveillance centers.
Oh yeah.
And we words matter. They do. So the more, because that's how we end up writing history.
And this is the thing about David that is so true. It's that he just said, which is there are a lot of cowardly people out there. This is kind of like, in a way, when you think about it, like big game hunters that just want to shoot an elephant that just want to shoot a lion? For what reason? Because I'm such an emasculated human, kind of like the Trump sons, that they feel that they have to go out and do this to prove their masculinity. That's why a man talks about, I had to cry myself to sleep at night. Why? Because you fancy yourself as something bigger than what you are? Or in the case of this Melina Suarez lady, what do you think she
But
was
who
doing?
is the woman that he has right there on that? Because that's not her.
No, this is somebody else. He's referring to what some of the other people have to go through because they're standing up for Palestine. They end
Oh,
up getting
okay.
fired. They end up getting removed. Yet this fucking woman steps up and says, oh, I want to join the IOF. Sure, we'll join you. We'll even put you in a protective unit so you can shoot people that aren't even armed.
But why is this can I just ask, like, other than the fact that she comes from oppressed people, which I do find particularly, problematic in this case, why is this different from any other U.S. person that has been serving in the IOF? We have a lot of people that have served in the IOF, people from the United States, from Canada, from Mexico, probably from Latin America, definitely from South America. So all of the Americas have war crime participants, right? Like all of the Americas. So, I mean, yes, this is just one particular case, right? Like, so I just don't understand if this is in any way different than any of those other cases.
Well, it is. We'll get to that.
Friend Fatima told me about the Sarajevo Safari. So I took a deep dive. And during the genocide in Sarajevo, wealthy foreigners paid to shoot civilians for sport. The IDF let you do it for free. And this wasn't unprecedented. Under Nazi occupation, organized search for Jews in hiding were called Jew hunts. If Suarez genuinely wanted to defend people from invasion, Ukraine was right there for the taking. But IDF cowards like Melina, she doesn't like it when an actual military is capable of fighting back. So the point is, if evil is to be had, Israel is the capital of the world. So after serving in the world's most genocidal military, the IDF, what was her next move? She came home and joined the police. Because apparently, after learning how to abuse civilians and power trips over ordinary people, becoming a cop is the obvious next step. She didn't go to Israel to help people. She went to Israel where a uniform gave her permission to hunt people who couldn't fight back.
You can't see this from here, but Ben, I need you to pull up that tweet, please.
Okay, so guys, pay attention again to the interconnectedness of the IOF and our police force in this country. And this is when, this would actually be a good mission abolition episode to get further into this. But the link between that military and what's going on in terms of over-militarized policing and police abuse of power in this country is completely connected. Not just because of training and sharing information and all of those things, but literally the same people are serving in both those capacities. It's the same people.
Ben, that's not what I asked for. Please pull
Can you
up
not say it so condescendingly though? Just say it kind of nicely. Yes, but you do. You say it kind of mean.
I am firm, but I am fair. That's all I say. I need the
It
tweet.
sounds condescending.
I need the tweet related to the story we're talking about.
Now I'm echoing again.
Ben, please pull up the tweet.
Does that work? Nope.
Ben, I'm going to ask you one more time. Can you please pull up the tweet related to what we're talking about? I need the tweet specifically pertaining to this woman, Melina Suarez. I believe that's her name.
I only have the two tweets you sent me. These two.
I sent it to you. I'll send it again. I'm looking right at it.
Okay.
It's suppressed news. That's the highlight. So just pull it.
Colin will be
Colin
back.
Colin will be back Thursday. Ben has filled in mightily for the past 2 weeks, and we are very appreciative. But Colin will be back on Thursday. I did not punish Colin to the phantom zone, despite what some people may think.
Ben is fine. I believe Ben is fine. Colin took a vacation, is where he went. He needed a much needed vacation.
Yes. Now,
Now I'm echoing again. But now I'm just
The
going to live with it.
conclusion of this
Finish the
story-
story.
yes, the conclusion of the story and why this is important is because I did 2 things I want you to understand here. Number one, this image of the woman, and this is from Suppressed News, Melina Suarez served in the IDF and posted a photo with prayer beads looted from Palestinians. Today, she is a police officer with the Columbia River Intertribal Police Department in Oregon, which I believe is by Salem, if I'm not mistaken. How can she even be trusted with any supervision over people when we heard all of the war crimes the IOF has committed? And if you scroll just a little bit, you can see these 2 pictures here.
Hold on a second. I muted you because yeah, that helps. So if I'm talking, gotta mute you. So if she is with an intertribal police department, then that means this is complete tribal sovereignty. So this isn't even something wherein people are going to have any control over this that are not in that tribe or in that intertribal, whichever tribes are in the intertribal, that community. That's what I was going to say. This is not a typical state municipal kind of situation.